Hey, welcome to Lunch with Lee. Today's Friday, and normally I talk about dryer vents, but today there's something going on mostly in Houston, but a little bit in Beaumont, but mostly in Houston, which is companies that are really, really cheap, and they come out, and what sort of set this off was it's happened a few times. Come out, tell customers they need a bunch of repairs, and then do not do a good job, kind of scam people, if you want to use that word. But it's happening much more this year. Last year was record. This year, it's just crazy. And I'll go into exactly what they're doing. And if you hear a little emotion in my voice, it's because I don't like it when people get taken care of. These are my people. Anybody in Houston who is potentially our customer or has a fireplace, that's our job. Our job is to fix, keep them safe, make sure they have good experiences. But in Houston, it's right now, and the ones that I've dealt with recently are they have advertisements on Facebook that are extremely cheap. Extremely cheap is $50, $100. And it doesn't mean that everybody doing that means they're bad, but that's where these are coming from. And they go out. Often the people they send out is not actually who you call. They have very, very little training. And when they go out, they do very little service for what they agree to. And then they give you bids for a lot more. Sometimes it's you need a deep cleaning. Sometimes you need a cap. And you actually may need a cap. In the situation I'm talking about that I ran in today, or yesterday, it is these people had serious damage to their fireplace. They've had multiple chimney fires. And they just run a brush up and down it. They could have potentially done more damage. They put a cap on that had nothing to do with the fireplace, did not fit at all, did not stay, and customer ended up paying thousands of dollars for very, very little work. So be extraordinarily careful. If you're calling somebody and it seems too good to be true, it often is. The people who are giving really, really cheap prices on the front end, generally, you're not going to get a whole lot of value out of it. Right now, most of those companies are on Facebook, and it's Facebook advertising, and it's popping up over and over and over again. So, and they're not just doing it in Houston, they're doing it nationwide, is what I'm being told. So be very, very careful with who you allow to come out. Do your research. Go to the Better Business Bureau, double check there. They don't necessarily have to be a member, but look at their ratings. If their accreditation has been revoked, know that. If they have a ton of complaints, look at reviews, but don't just look at Facebook reviews because you can control that kind of thing. See how long they've been in business. Make sure that that they have insurance. Make sure when they answer the phone, that the same company is coming out. Make sure they're not just selling leads. Ask what training they've had. And this is the ultimate way. And I'm not just bragging on us, but it's the ultimate way. If you ask us if this company is legit or not, we'll give you the honest truth. Because there are some legit companies. Or if you get an estimate or someone asks you to do something that doesn't seem quite right, schedule a virtual assessment, share your estimates. We're going to give you honest feedback on whether this makes sense or whether it doesn't, whether you need a second opinion, or we can give you a second opinion virtually. Because if we come out and do a full inspection, we have to charge for that because it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of equipment. And I'm sending out a specialist who's been trained and certified in doing this. What that means is when you have good people who are treated well, who are well trained, who have been around for years, who have proper equipment, it's not going to be the cheapest guy generally. So do your research, please, please, please. If you're not sure how to do the research, what you're dealing with, because I promise you, if you call one of those guys who's cheaper, who's not very good, they're not going to say, hey, we're not very good, but we're cheaper. They're not going to tell you that at all. They're going to tell you we're the best. Are you certified? Absolutely, we're certified. We've been doing this for a gazillion years. Or you'll hear we have this much experience, and they're adding the experience of every employee in their company, not just in Chimney, not just doing what we're doing, but doing everything. So be very skeptical. Be careful who you let in your house. And when people give you, this is what I think you should do, be skeptical. Make sure that they show you what's wrong. And the problem is some of these companies are very, very good at their presentation. They're going to present over the phone pretty darn well. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. Oh, we can be out tomorrow and it's going to be extraordinarily cheap. And don't worry, we'll just take care of everything. Then you get out there and it's excessively dirty. There's stuff wrong. I have something on my truck right now. I will take care of you. And it's not true. So there are good companies. There are good companies that will come out. I'm not saying that the cheapest guy is always the worst. There could be somebody who is good, that is working, that needs work or something like that. But generally, especially this time of year, if you're good, you're overwhelmed with work, just like us. We just happen to have more trucks on the road than the average bear. Therefore, we can get to people faster than some other companies. But if you don't and you're working, it's a bad deal. And I'm tired of people getting taken advantage of, because we have to fix either their work. We have to try to unravel what they've done. We have to deal with customers now who don't trust anybody because they've been taken advantage of. And it's not fair. I don't like it. I want to take care of customers. We want customers not to get taken advantage of. We want our industry to have a good image, and we're not going the right direction. So please, 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 whether you use us, whether you use somebody else, shoot, this can probably be replicated in every city throughout the nation. But I know Houston really well. I know Beaumont really well. Beaumont's not as bad, but Houston is horrible right now with people. And we're seeing new companies pop up left, right, sideways. Are companies that are new in Houston, but they're from other places. They're in 6 locations. If you notice, they're doing business everywhere. Do you do business in Dallas? Yes. Do you do business in Waco? Yes. El Paso? Yes. Brownsville? Yes. Beaumont? Yes. The answer is how do they have well-qualified, trained, insured people in all of those cities and able to make it quickly? And the answer is they really don't. So be careful, because it's the wild, wild west right now, and there are people getting taken advantage of because they see something on Facebook. Ooh, that's a lot cheaper than I've heard anywhere else. Let's get them. And it doesn't turn out. And if they come out and they just wave a magic wand over your fireplace, often they don't even really clean the chimney. They just clean inside the fireplace where you burn your logs. And they tell you everything looks great. That's what the customer wants to hear. That it's cheap and they did a great job. And that's where you see some of the positive reviews. And they are not doing proper safety inspections at all. And they're telling people it's good. And then you're using it with confidence, and you shouldn't be. I'm not saying that everybody always has a lot of stuff wrong, but that's where you're seeing some of the positive reviews. Be careful. I'm just imploring everybody, do your research. We will help you even if you don't use us. We just don't want people to get taken advantage of. If there's someone who's a better deal for you at that time, we will recommend them. We've done it many, many times before. We've done virtual appointments where I've done them where I've said, hey, we're not the best company for you. So go to our website, schedule a virtual assessment, call our office. We will get you help even if you don't use us. If you have 3 bids and you're just confused, share all 3 bids with us. We will go through them. We will figure it out, or we will say, hey, we really need to come out and verify this because none of this makes sense. If you have pictures, send us pictures. We will look at the pictures. We will give you advice. But don't just find the cheapest guy. It's not turning out well. We're having to deal with much more than we ever have. We're after a hurricane. People are moving into town. People they don't have reputations to get work. So they're just Facebook ads, Google ads. Man, make sure you have a quality company that's going to give you good advice. Don't just assume that the cheapest way is the best way. It very well may be, but double check it because there's a lot of bad stuff going on right now. So that's it. Please share it with your neighbors. I don't want anybody to get taken advantage of. Like our Facebook page. Look at our Facebook page. Look at our YouTube channel. I've been doing these videos for 3 years. There's a lot of questions answered. If you just search, you can almost get any chimney question answered through that. If it's not, or you don't understand, or I didn't do a good job answering a question, let me know. Please like it, share it. We want to help, and we want to protect as many people as possible. And let me know if you've run into any of these people, how it's worked out. We're trying to give people a heads up what's going on and trying to take care of people so they don't get taken advantage of. So thank you. We will see you next time. And if you need help, let us know.